We're the first generation in American history that's going to be poorer than our parents. And nobody wants to talk about why Gen Z men are quietly giving up. Let me paint you a picture of what it's like to be a man in Gen Z right now. You graduate high school. Everyone tells you to go to college, so you do. You take on $50,000 in debt for a degree that gets you a $40,000 a year job. If you're lucky, you can't afford an apartment. A one-bedroom in any decent city is $1,500 a month. That's nearly your entire paycheck after taxes. So you live with your parents, you're 24, sleeping in your childhood bedroom, wondering when your life is actually going to start. You want to date, but dating costs money. Every app is a paid subscription. Every date is $50 minimum. And even if you can afford it, you're competing with guys who have cars, apartments, and careers, things you can't even afford to dream about yet. You're told to work hard and stay positive, but the people giving you advice bought their house for $80,000 in 1987. Your generation? You're paying $400,000 for a house that's falling apart, and you need a 20% down payment just to compete. So yeah, a lot of us are just giving up. Here's a stat that should terrify you. 63% of men aged 18-29 are single, not by choice. They've just stopped trying, and it's not because they're lazy. It's because the game is rigged, and everyone knows it. Let me take you back to when I realized this. I'm 19, sitting in my room, scrolling through LinkedIn. Everyone's posting their internships, their job offers, their excited to announce bullshit. I applied to 47 jobs in 1 month. You know how many responses I get? 3. And all 3 are rejections. Meanwhile, my dad's telling me, when I was your age, I walked into a company with a resume and got hired on the spot. Yeah, Dad. That was 1985. The world doesn't work like that anymore. I go to family dinners and my uncle asks, so what's your plan? And I'm sitting there thinking, my plan. My plan is to survive. I can't plan a career when entry-level jobs require 3 years of experience. I can't plan to buy a house when I'd need to save for 15 years just for a down payment. I can't plan a family when I can't even afford to take a girl on a date without checking my bank account first. So what do? I go back to my room, I play video games, I scroll TikTok, I watch other people live the life I'm supposed to have. I gave up, not because I'm weak, but because trying felt like running on a treadmill that's on fire. And here's the part that really pisses me off. When you try to talk about this, when you try to say, hey, things are actually hard for men right now, you get called weak. You get called entitled. You get told, stop complaining and work harder. But we are working harder. We're working harder than any generation before us and getting less in return. We're the most educated generation in history, and we can't afford rent. We're told we're lazy while working 2 jobs just to survive. And when we finally say, I'm struggling, we're told to man up. So we stop talking, we stop trying, we just give up. Here's what's happening when an entire generation of men gives up. 1. We stop building. You know why Gen Z men aren't starting businesses at the rate boomers did? Because we can't afford to fail. Boomers could start a business, fail, and still have a safety net. We start a business and fail, we're homeless, so we don't start. We take the safe job. We stay in our lane. We survive instead of thrive. 2. We stop dating. The stats don't lie. 63% of young men are single. And it's not just because dating is expensive. It's because modern dating is designed to make men feel worthless. You swipe on 100 girls, you get 3 matches. You send thoughtful messages, you get ghosted. You ask someone out, they say they're focusing on themselves. After a while, you stop trying. Not because you don't want connection, but because constant rejection destroys you. 3. We stop hoping. This is the worst part. We're 19, 22, 24, and we already feel like it's over. We already feel like we missed the window, like the American dream died before we even got a chance to chase it. And when a generation stops hoping, that's when a society collapses. Here's what they tell you, just work hard and you'll make it. But here's reality. The average CEO makes 351 times more than the average worker. The top 1% owns 32% of all wealth. Housing prices increased 400% while wages increased 30%. You need a master's degree to get a job that paid for high school diplomas in the 80s. Just be confident. But here's reality. Confidence doesn't pay rent. Confidence doesn't erase student debt. Confidence doesn't system that's designed to keep you broke. Stop complaining. But here's reality. Every generation before us had it easier and still complains. Boomers crashed the economy twice and still call us entitled. We're not complaining. We're stating facts. So what do? Do we just give up forever? No, but we stop playing their game. Here's what I realized. The system is broken, but that doesn't mean I have to be. Step 1. Stop waiting for permission. You're not going to get the job that pays enough. You're not going to get the lucky break. You're not going to have it easy. So stop waiting for it. Start building something on the side. Learn a skill, freelance, create. Do anything that gives you control over your income. Step 2. Redefine success. Your parents' version of success, house, wife, 2.5 kids, white picket fence, is not financially possible for most of us, and that's okay. Success for Gen Z might look like living with roommates but having freedom, working remotely and traveling, building a small online business that pays your bills. Stop chasing the dream they sold you. Build your own. Step 3. Find your people. The guys who are winning right now aren't the ones playing by the old rules. They're the ones who said, screw the system, I'm doing it my way. Find those people. Learn from them. Build with them. Step 4. Stop consuming, start creating. You're spending 5 hours a day watching other people live. That's 1,825 hours a year. That's 76 full days. Imagine what you could build if you took half that time and put it into something real. Here's the uncomfortable truth they don't want you to hear. They need you to give up. They need you scrolling, consuming, distracted, and broke. Because a generation of men who are sharp, focused, and building, that's a threat to the system. So, yeah, things are hard. Yeah, the game is rigged. Yeah, you have every right to be angry. But don't let that anger turn into apathy, because the moment you give up, they win. You're Gen Z. You're the generation that grew up with the internet. You have access to more information, more tools, more opportunities than any generation in history. The system is broken, but you're not. Stop waiting for it to get easier. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to save you. The version of you that makes it isn't the one who complains, it's the one who adapts. We're not giving up, we're leveling up. And we're doing it without their permission.